Alright, with the new Pixel suite coming out this past month, off the bat, Pixel's always been a really good brand. It's been constant over the years as a solid competitor in the new phone space. Are we really getting the best bang for our buck whenever we look at it? I say we have a mystery, but with investigation. And we're doing Halloween. Halloween time, let's go!
Google Pixel has announced their latest and greatest products this year, but there seems to be something scary under the surface. What secrets are they hiding? Let's find out.
Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the Pixel 8 and compare it a little bit with the Pixel 8 Pro. So nothing too different. The price is $100 more than last year. The hardware essentially does look the same. I do appreciate the build quality. Now, the difference with the build on this one as opposed to the Pixel 8 Pro is that on the back, as you can see, this is a much more glossy finish, where the camera strip actually has a much more matte finish, where on the Pixel 8 Pro, it's flipped in the opposite direction. If you were to ask me, I actually very much prefer the matte and then the glossy for the Pixel 8 Pro. Now, let's go ahead and talk about battery life. So battery life, the Pixel 8 sports a 4,575 milliamp battery. Now, as long as you're not a power user, it's going to last you pretty much all day, but all day is as long as it's going to last you. I found towards the end of the day, just with medium use, not even heavy use, I actually did have to throw it back on the charger. Now, when it comes to performance, the Pixel 8 boasts a Tensor G3 chip, just like the Pixel 8 Pro. So it actually has the same amount of performance, which is great. The only difference that I actually found was the cameras, but not in where you would actually expect. So both cameras sport a 50 megapixel camera. With the same exact camera sensor though, inside, it has me asking the question of how many things are actually locked just behind software that the Pixel 8 standard is actually capable of. So that's my just very quick and brief rundown of the Pixel 8 standard.
Alright, so let's take a look at the Pixel 8 Pro. So off the bat, build quality. Gotta say it's really solid, has a nice feel. I like the flat back to it. It feels sturdy. Aside from the build quality, gotta say the battery life's been pretty good. Nothing too crazy. I mean, standard use, it's gonna last you probably about a day to a day and a half, depending on what you use throughout the day and what you've got turned on permission-wise. Juniors, you good, brother? Alright, so let's talk about the phone itself and the features that we got on the back. For me personally, I just don't like this design, but I get why they do it. And it's actually got a pretty useful case to it, where this little back section here that raises up, it's actually pretty useful if you don't want your phone sliding all over the place. Also on the back is what I consider probably the dumbest feature of this phone, is a temperature sensor. I don't know why they would put a temperature sensor. I don't think you're supposed to be able to use it on people, because I don't think it's FDA approved, at least not yet. And yeah, what's the point of putting in a temperature sensor? I don't know, I'm sure there's some niche use for it out there. I personally don't have one. I think it's weird, but kudos to them for innovating it, I guess. Let's get to the idea of what really is selling these phones, and that's going to be software. That's pretty much what they've been presenting, even from their keynote. So one of the big ones was the Magic Eraser. They have an audio cleanup file software, all through AI. On paper, that sounds really, really cool. In fact, I was sitting there really enamored by it. But there is an underlying problem to it. And honestly, it's something that we here at DupeTube have a bit of an issue with when it comes to their marketing. We've found that you can't really run these things unless you're on a Wi-Fi or 5G or just in general being connected to the internet. And it seems like it's because it's not actually on the phone. Now, we don't know enough about AI on our team to be able to definitively say that's like a thing. But at the end of the day, it really sounded like in their keynote that AI capability was on their phone because of their new Tensor chip. But it really doesn't seem like it. It seems like it's basically pinging to a server, having the AI run, and then spitting you back the results, which is why there's a bit of a delay and a lag to it. What does that really mean for this phone? To me, it means that the phone's not as powerful as it says, or as it was advertised. To me, it almost seems like a not as powerful phone as some of the stuff out there now. yes, it is a great phone, but some of the things that we looked at whenever we looked at like trying to use it for mobile gaming. So it has its purposes, but I don't think it's really a super high-end phone. It's just a really, really, really good casual phone. Aside from all of that, let's talk the other big piece of info that came from their keynote, and it's a support plan. So they basically said that you would have support for 7 years, which is kind of unheard of these days for phones, seeing how every year something new comes out and X, Y, and Z. It's a scary concept if Google decides to just nix some of their programs like they have in the past. If they do that, then you're in a situation where you paid $1,000 for a phone and you don't get the capabilities that they promised you in the first place. With that, only time can really tell. We don't really have a way to see what they're going to do, unless any of you can see in the future, which if you can, let me know. Otherwise, gotta say, it's not the best, but it is really, really good for everyday use. All right, so end of the day, what do we give these phones as far as a rating goes? Well, Pixel 8, 7 out of 10. To me, it's just an average phone. It does a lot of things really well. Just, again, not good at high-end stuff like gaming and whatnot. So, honestly, nothing too much to say about that. Pixel 8 Pro, I hate to do it, but 7.5. It gets the extra half a point just because of the nicer display, and it's just overall a nicely built phone. But end of the day, like with all the AI stuff, it's just such a mess with the idea that it's not actually like on the phone.
And you are?
I'm the ghost of YouTube's budget.
We purchased the whole Google suite, and it killed our bank account.
Are these accessories worth it?
Let's find out. What's up, guys? Here's the ghost of YouTube's budget here again. We're going to start talking about the actual... I think I'm going to be alive for this one. Okay. Today we're going to be talking about the Google Pixel Buds Pro. So what's different from the previous models? So right away you can kind of tell they're a little bit bigger. They're still egg-shaped. A few more hardware differences. These now have silicone tips, which help with a few features that we're going to talk about later. All in all, the build quality and the actual hardware is really good. Just very minor aesthetic changes. But let's talk about the features. So it actually has a lot of the old features that the older model has, like the live translation, the sound amplification, and the gestures. This does it all as well, just that it kind of bumps all those features up a notch. So with the gestures, they're now customizable. You can set your own customized routines and gestures for the buds. Another cool feature about the noise cancellation is, if you have the noise cancellation already on and you start speaking, it'll do an automatic pass-through. So pretty much it's going to mute everything around you. So if you already have the sound cancellation on and you have something playing, as soon as you start talking, it's going to mute what you have and then pretty much let the surrounding noise come in so you can start hearing it just automatically once you start talking. So that's a very cool new feature for the pass-through and the noise cancellation. So another cool feature about the noise cancellation, so let's say you're listening to something, you have these already in, and a call goes through, it's going to mute what you have, it's going to focus on the call, and then pretty much any background noise that it has is just going to completely cancel it out. That way you can just focus on the crisp call quality. So the sound cancellation is definitely a big plus.
Okay, so I just got attacked by something that I couldn't see. Let's do this really quick. So the Pixel Watch 2 is the same case diameter as last year. It works with all the same band accessories as last year as well. The good thing about the Google Pixel Watch 2 is that it meshes really well with Fitbit because they bought out Fitbit recently. It has 5 heart rate sensors underneath instead of the 1 from last year. And the most important thing is that the battery life is now over 24 hours with the always-on display, so it's not gonna die on you as fast as last year. I think that's it. Is the Pixel Watch 2 worth it this year? Absolutely.
All right, so we've taken a look at everything we've got, and let's see overall thoughts. They're good phones for just everyday use. If you're not gonna sit there, use it for like gaming or super high-end stuff, they're solid, you know? They're just a really good phone. I'd still say a bit pricey for just an everyday use phone, but at the end of the day, I think it's great. And everything works really, really well in their little ecosystem that they've put together. especially if you look at things like Google Home being a thing and anything else that's really in that Google ecosystem. So overall, I've got to say, solid put together ecosystem. I'm a fan of it, but there are definitely some improvements I want to see in the future. And who knows, maybe we have some good AI stuff coming in later on. But overall, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to comment what you think this dude is, because jury's out, man. That's kind of weird stuff. Anyways, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching all this way, and happy Halloween. And thanks for 500 subscribers. You guys are awesome. Make sure to check out our members page if you want to see some outtakes and bloopers. All right, thanks. Have a good one.